let's talk about Chelsea performance in our preseason games because, we need to talk about it based on their performance, right? And we need to talk about also about Chelsea in positions where they are lacking behind and what they should do in order to improve that position so that Chelsea can compete well coming this season, 2026 to 2025, right? So if Chelsea improve that position, it will help Chelsea a lot, right? So these are the things that we are going to be looking at in this video. We have about 2 to 3 keys positions that Chelsea need to equip very, very well, sanitize and amend things, in that position. Now, coming number one is our front line. Yes, Chelsea lack a proper clinical finishing. If Chelsea can do something in our finishing, then I think we can be scoring numbers of goals. Because if we can calculate, Chelsea has created a lot of chances in our preseason game. Forget about that one we played against Western Sydney Wanderers. Forget about that game. If we should judge right, Chelsea needs to work in our front line. Chelsea should know how they should bring a good player that can match Chelsea formation when it comes to goal scoring. This is a preseason, and I know that it is a period where coaches use to select, to know players that will suit his formation. And I think that Xabi Alonso is doing that already, but Chelsea should equip our front line very, very well. Put better players, let them work on their finishing. So I think that is the problem. Chelsea create chances, but to score is a very big problem. Then number two is our defense concentration. If Chelsea should work on our defense very, very well, I think us conceiving goals would be very, very difficult. It's normal for a team to conceive goal, but there is such a number of goals that a team will conceive. Then that team don't need anybody to tell them that they are having problem. And in Chelsea right now, our defensive line are having serious problem. So if Chelsea can work on our defense line, then the lesser goal we conceive in this coming season. Right now, if you can take a look at our game with Juventus, you can see how coordinated and organized that the defense line we are. They went and appoint players who are capable of taking that defensive line, and they did as they commanded. They did as they are commanded. So Juve has a very strong defense line, which I want Chelsea to emulate or imitate from theirs, right? So if Chelsea can work on our defensive line, then us conceiving goals will be difficult. But if Chelsea leave the defensive line like that, I think Chelsea will conceive numbers of goals this season, right? So I think that is the area where Chelsea need to work on, right? Then the final is decision making in the final third. Decision making in the final third. Now Chelsea can make so many attempts. Chelsea have made so many attempts in scoring goals, and that decision in final third has affected Chelsea, most especially in goal scoring and in decision making. The final passes that Chelsea are making, which turns out to be wrong, are from these teams. So Chelsea need to build the confidence of the players, for the players to understand that they need to make the right decision in their final thoughts. And holding on the ball is very, 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 very important. Sometimes they do hold on the ball, but they overheard. You understand? So this can equally affect the team. It can equally affect the team, right? So I think these are the areas where Chelsea should do something, build players on, equip players on. And I think if Chelsea could work onto these three things that I mentioned right now, I think Chelsea can actually do well coming this season, 2026 to 2025, right? So I think that is all for now. So bye for now.